All right, Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Basham Yahawashai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere can. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahawashai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. All praises and glory is due. And this is a little bit of in the local news, the happenings here in Nigeria, right? This one is for any listeners that I may have that are from Nigeria, just to show you that these are the times that we're in, and these are prophetic events that are happening all over the world, including this country. Okay, because prophecy isn't just limited to Babylon the Great, right, or the state of Israel, or or the West Asia, which is so-called Middle East region, right? The Levant. It's not just limited to those regions, but prophecy is going on all over the earth, including here in Nigeria. And this is another one of those prophetic events, that's companies that exited Nigeria in 2023. And that's something that you have going on a lot recently. And I was reminded by this because Guinness, right, the bottling and brew company, they just recently closed operations here in Nigeria as well. So now this is a article that's going into exactly that, and you see that I use over the years, ever since the C-19 happened, because that's when all these things really started to come to a head and shit really started to hit the fan. You see different companies, multinational companies leaving that had branches here in Nigeria. They had warehouses or stations here in Nigeria. I don't really know what term to use. They had a base or a branch here in Nigeria. They began to leave, right, because of the financial situation, right, the inflation that is going on heavy in this country, and ultimately the production costs are becoming higher than the actual sales. So they had to pack up and leave and look for a cheaper place to set up. And that's the reason why you are seeing a lot of companies just straight up leaving and stopping their operations here in Nigeria. So not really stopping their operations, but leaving the country, and building their headquarters and their bases elsewhere. That's why I believe it's Facebook that built its headquarters, built a branch in Ghana, I think, instead of Nigeria, or was it Twitter? Either one of the two. Anyway, in 2023, the Nigerian economy faced one of its toughest years in a decade, with both small businesses and major companies bearing the brunt of an economic downturn. So you see that this isn't just only happening in Babylon the Great, right? Because you have Walmart's closing left and right, different companies going out of business, and things and so on and so forth going on in Babylon the Great. And this is not just happening in Babylon the Great, but it's happening all over the world. And I submit to you, an example of these companies shutting down here in Nigeria, because basically you have these multinational, multi-billion dollar companies closing their operations here in Nigeria because they just can't, keep up with the rate of inflation, basically. So, yeah, Business Insider Africa presents 10 companies that exited Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, in 2023. From floating the naira to ditching the age-old fuel subsidy and rolling out new tax reforms, Nigeria's economy got a major makeover. The reforms escalated challenges Nigeria's economic scene had long contended with, including a power crisis, constant devaluation of the naira, and forex availability. So yeah, the inception of the economically challenging year was marked by the ill-timed and poorly executed naira redesign, leading to artificial cash scarcity in the first quarter of 2023. And I know that you all can remember that because I did a report on it, and I went into detail of going into what exactly happened, right? So that was early 2023, so January, not so I cannot January, but I think it was December of 2022 up to January of 2023, right? That was when the whole cash scarcity actually happened. And basically, you already know it was your gradualism to push the country into cashless. So continuing on, shortly thereafter came the general elections in Africa's largest economy, a highly anticipated event that, as usual, sparked caution among investors. With the new president came a series of policies and economic reforms. So, from floating the naira to ditching the age old fuel subsidy and rolling out new tax reforms, Nigeria's economy got a major makeover. The reforms escalated the challenges Nigeria's economic scene had long contended with, including a power crisis, constant okay, and I've already read all this part before. Yeah, this triggering this triggered the departure of companies ranging from multinationals to small businesses shutting their doors in 2023. But things may, and this is just going into something else. But yeah, you see the point right there. You know, the different things happen in the country. The money, and basically these companies just can't afford to keep their doors open here in Nigeria because the country's economy is crashing because of inflation and because of the removal of the fuel subsidy, which is making the price of the inflation it gets even worse. And then you also have foreign you just have foreign exchange issues here in Nigeria with the forex rates and the black market rates, and the black market rate being used when trading the dollar. And because of the difficulty of trading between naira and dollar here in Nigeria, because hey, good luck find because if you have or if you want to trade in dollar or do international trade, right, send money abroad or do international purchases, the amount of hoops that you have to jump through, you know, so okay, the amount of hoops you have to jump through in order to get access to international, transactions, because you can't do that with a regular debit or credit card here in Nigeria. You have to get a dollar card, open a dollar account, open a domiciliary account. That's what they call it, a dollar account, before you can even begin to make those trades. And it's still there's a lot of red tape. There's a whole lot of other factors I have to include that I'm not really familiar with because I'm not doing all of that. What am I trying to do internationally, right? And if you try going through these banks, man, the rates that these banks are using now, I don't even know what's going on with these banks right now. Or getting dollar out of these banks, or getting any form of cash out of these banks right now is damn near impossible. So that's why you see a lot of these companies just leaving, because doing business in Nigeria just keeps on getting more and more difficult. So the first company they have here is GlaxoSmithKline, which is actually a medical company. So that's your big pharma. So in August, GlaxoSmithKline UK exited Nigeria's pharmaceutical market after over 51 years due to challenges like foreign exchange, complexities, security concerns, and high operational costs. Procter and Gamble, I think that's another pharmaceutical company. In December, Procter and Gamble discontinued its on-ground operations in Nigeria, transforming the country into an import-focused market. The company cited challenges in conducting business as a dollar-denominated organization and attributed its strategic decisions to the macroeconomic conditions in Nigeria. Yeah, because like I said, foreign exchange is just that difficult that even multinational companies can't work around it, right? It just shows you, how much of a crunch it is right now in Nigeria, man. Anyway, if you actually know anybody that is Nigerian that's trying to send money or has to send money back to their families, then you should ask them how they are coping and how they are managing to do it. Because even sending money back here to even sending money back here to Nigeria is kind of difficult right now. I don't even know how people how you send money to Nigeria, how you send money from Nigeria. I don't even know how people are doing this, but there are people that can do that. I don't really know how it's done though, but I'm sure that they have their ways. But yeah, the whole idea is that the foreign exchange here in Nigeria, so that's converting naira to dollar and dollar to naira, is just so difficult, especially with the new laws that have been put in place, with the new what's the thing that I'm looking for, presidency, let me just use that term, that has been placed in office. So that's why you're seeing all these companies leave, because now conducting business is just so much more difficult. The third, Sanofi, okay, Jumia Food. Huh. And this is actually a local, and it's actually a local company right here, because Jumia is actually a Nigerian company. Kind of like Amazon, deliveries, purchases, Bolt Food, another company, 54 Gene, Equinor, Laser Pay, Mabisco Biscuits. I haven't heard of that name in a long time. Where you are saying these are different companies that basically had to leave the Nigerian market because things are getting way too pricey, right? Things are, the inflation, not only just the foreign exchange, but the inflation as well is getting more difficult to it's getting more difficult to operate in this country because of the things, because of the economic situation of the country, man. And that's just showing you that we are so like yeah. Well, yeah, that's just showing that we're already at the end. We're already at the end. So let me get some precepts. Or so, like, yeah. In this case, I want just in this case, I just want to get one precept. Or maybe it is Lord willing, Lord willing, I get more. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the cloud return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. But that's the time that we're in right now. That's why you have all these companies, multinational companies, closing down their shops, being forced to vacate and leave different countries in order to, because they just can't afford the operational costs, okay? And the reason why is because of this is the end of this kingdom. You are watching this kingdom come to an end, and that's why all these things are happening. These are prophetic events, that are signs of the end. Revelation, the sixth chapter, the black horseman, I believe, and this is what it represents. Inflation, and ultimately the fall of the currency, the fall of the power, the fall of the power of the currency, which also is a representation, because you have to understand inflation is a representation of the fall of the government in and of itself, the fall of the economy, which is the fall of the government in and of itself, because now the currency of a nation uses, whether it's your dollar, your pound, yen, yuan, naira, rand, whatever, euro, whatever term you want to use, that currency is backed by the economic strength, right, of the nation that issues the currency. So if you are seeing, you know, current countries going to hyperinflation, going to a recession, going to, they don't even have just regular inflation, that is a sign of that country going down in power, right? Because not only the economic base, but also in the stability of the country and of itself, the governance of the country is already falling, and that's what you have going on with America, Babylon the Great, and really with all these other nations, including Nigeria as well. Hey, all these nations are falling, man. They are, losing whatever little power that they have, because this kingdom as a whole is going down. Okay, it's not that each nation is falling individually, but this is just rather a symptom of the fall of this kingdom, the fall of this nation. It's like I meant the fall of this kingdom, this wicked beast system. Okay, and that's why you're seeing these things happen. These are just signs, more signs to show you that we're in those times right now where this kingdom is falling, And that's why the scripture say, and I believe that is in the book of Luke. I have to cut this video short. So this is the book of Luke 10, verse 18. And he said unto them, the he of course being our Lord Yahushua, I beheld Satan fall as lightning. I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Right, and this kingdom is falling that rapidly. So with that, I'll end the video right here. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakal Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.